In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Do I hear some sniffles coming out of you? Are you sick? Big
No,
Mason
I don't
night?
know, man. It's weird. Like, I was burning up yesterday. I couldn't quit sweating. And I wasn't even,
burning.
working
I
hard or
didn't mean like
anything.
you had
I'm
a
just
fever.
just walking. And then today, like, the whole day, I've been super cold.
You
like,
might-
I never take a shower in the morning. I always do it before bed
Yeah.
because I'm not an animal. But I was super cold this morning. I don't know.
You
It's
might be getting
weird.
sick, man.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't get sick.
There's
I
something-
legit don't get sick.
There's something
so-
going around.
Yeah, there is.
They warned me at my school.
Oh, did they
They
really?
said, be careful. There's some great... And I look around and everyone's just pale and gray and they're coughing stuff up. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell's going on here?
No,
I
I'm
don't
not-
get sick very often either. I very rarely
Yeah,
get sick.
very rare.
But so far, almost everyone I've gone to school with and at my work, almost everyone's getting sick.
Wow.
So something is going. Some super bug. Super AIDS.
Bring it on. I ain't scared. My immune system is tip-top Magoo, my
Same,
friend.
but I'm the kind of person where I rarely ever get sick, but when I do get sick, that one every 10 years, it's like mono. It's just crippling sickness where it's like built up for like 10 years, and it just in one day just all releases the floodgates, and I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
But you know what? For me, the sicknesses never drain my essence. I'm always here. I'm ready to go. I
Wow.
have no
But you know
problems.
who would drain your essence?
The Skeksis.
The Skeksis.
Yes.
They love
would.
that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get real sick. I get real pale after that one eye.
I wonder if you got real sick before they started draining your essence. Maybe it wouldn't be so much good essence. Maybe is there a
That's
way
true.
is there a way to correct that?
That maybe we see that later on in this show. Maybe season 2 they start corrupting their own bodies.
Their own essence. Maybe they just start doing hard drugs.
All the Gelfling, they're like in a circle. They're all doing heroin.
Yeah. They just get it. They just
Like, we're gonna
get
die
into
anyway.
a
Let's
bender.
kill 'em. Yeah, all of them bend. Yeah, that's awesome.
But it doesn't happen in this episode.
It does
unfortunately.
not.
But yeah, we
I
already
think that
kind
was
of
our screenplay.
yeah, we already kind of gave away what we're here to talk about, right?
Yeah,
this is TV Tuesday episode of Have You Seen It?
and we're halfway
course,
through.
Yeah.
We're on the second half
A little
of the show
more.
now.
We're on the downward spiral, as some would say. But,
The descent into madness.
but this is episode 6 of the Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. And what happened in episode 5? Episode 5 was just an episode to prove to you that you can't trust your goddamn sister.
Absolutely not under any circumstance.
And my God, the more these episodes go on, the more you see old what's her name?
Celadon?
Tambourine Celadon.
Celadon.
What a cold-hearted bitch she is.
She is quite the bitch.
Even the Skeksis at some point
Yeah.
are like, God, this guy's kind of a bummer even on our level. But yeah, so in episode 5, she just Celadon, she let her mom die.
She did, and she did not burn her mother either, or she did not bury her mother either, and let Thra take her back.
Well, in this episode we get that.
Yeah, in this episode.
This episode it begins with them because
You're
they're all
still on the
surrounded.
recap for
I'm
5,
still on the
right?
recap. Yeah, you're getting it.
I'm getting there.
But yeah, so she called them all traitors, and basically the Skeksis, Skekval,
Yep.
and the general.
Skek sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The general is easier for me.
Yeah, let's just go with that. We can call it the scientists and
The ones that don't have actual titles, we can call them by their Christian names, like Skekval and Skektek. But the Chamberlain and the General and
But even
the Emperor.
Skektek, you can call them scientists because they call them that all the time.
You can't call him that. But yeah, even the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't have a. At least we haven't heard his.
He does.
Everyone has a name.
Everyone has a name, but we never hear it. We always just call him the Emperor.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so shit's going down. It's Brea.
Brea, Rianne,
Yep.
Deet, and
Hup
Hup.
are all on their way back to the Crystal Castle.
Yes.
To get their essence drained because of Celadon still is doubling down on calling them all traitors.
Yeah, she's not she's not lightening up on that.
No,
one.
definitely
No.
not. Still, even though she just saw her mom get literally damn near cut in half.
Yes.
But well, she sees that crown. You can't blame the gal. She's got drive. She's a queen. But Brea and Deet and them are in their little stagecoach getting traveled to Crystal Castle, but they're not in that for very long.
No. Not
Who
very
comes
long at all.
rumbling out? But fucking
Lore comes out of the throne, and it's funny because Celadon finally sits on the throne where the Almadra sits.
yeah. Where's Lore been when they were getting forcibly taken away and thrown into?
He was just kicking down there, remember? Because
I know someone lit a fire in her.
Brea was just like, "Oh, stay here, Lore,"
Yeah, but finally he just snapped
Finally, he's
out of
like,
it.
well,
He's
yeah, he
"Fuck,
realized."
I'm not waiting any longer. Yeah,
because he was his whole purpose was to protect Brea.
I
So,
know, but it's not a great job.
not
so
a good
far.
job initially. No, I was wondering. I'm like, not a very good protector.
No, not at this point.
It's a JV
but,
squad here.
He's got some work to catch up on for sure. He's still got to prove himself, but he does a good job in this episode.
Yeah, he does.
He burst out of that little cavern thing that he was born in, and what's her name? Celadon sees him burst out of there as well.
She does.
And he runs towards just dead on sprint. Just
Mm-hmm.
says, I'm a head out. Gets out of there. And he finally catches up to the stagecoach that's carrying Skek Val and the general and whatnot. And they break him out of there.
Well, yeah, because Rianne stands initially in front of the carriage. The carriage comes to a halt, and kind of Rianne doing that gave Lore enough time to catch up.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
Lore's sprinting down, and then he picks up the carriage. And it's so funny because both Skeksis, the general, who's supposed to be like the toughest guy out of all the Skeksis, who's like,
Oh, he's a big
what
pussy,
are we going to do? You know, he's like, we gotta escape. He's like, that's the first good idea you've had today.
That was a cool scene, though, of Lore running through the forest and jumping around, kind of like the hunter and whatnot.
Right.
But it was an awesome scene. But yeah, he lifts the carriage up pretty easily. Lore's
Pretty easily. He's
got
strong,
some gains.
Yeah.
And
Let's say he's the Rock version of this other world.
well, he is. That's a good pun
No
because
pun.
he's a
Thank
rock.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But he sticks out a little weird claw thing that's
Sticks it in the back of it and just rips that wall off.
rips the
gate
door
off
the
like it was
door off.
nothing,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's also lifting up the carriage so they can't move.
Right.
But yeah, he tears that thing out, and eventually those the cowards, Skekville and the general, eventually they flee, they run off. Right. Lore eventually lets them go, and they take off. But Bree and Deet and them are all free.
Yep.
Free, looking good. Things are looking good.
And
Well,
we got to say Rianne, Gurjin, all of them, and those paladins all came as well.
yes, because we have to talk about
try to
because
save
Rianne
the carriage because they had no idea Lore was there
Oh yeah.
until Lore just ran out of nowhere.
And
to
thank
kinda
God,
save 'em.
because these Gelflings, I mean, they're what you think puppet elves are fighting. I mean, they suck at fighting.
they are terrible.
God, the whole time I'm thinking, man, maybe some of these are going to be a badasses. Nope.
Right?
All
No, all of them are just weaklings. And we'll get
it's
into
exactly
that a
what
little
you
later,
think
too,
a
in this
2-foot
episode.
being against a 7-foot being would be like, because they literally throw them around like puppets.
Like they literally don't weigh a thing.
It's later on, and we'll
Yeah,
we'll
I
jump
know.
out-
We'll talk about that because it's hilarious. It's a
Do you
great
know what I'm talking
moment.
about?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
totally. It's in episode 7.
Okay, yeah.
I know. I definitely know what you're talking about.
But Rand convinces all the Vapor and Paladins to dream fast with him. All the Paladins are guarding everything. They're guarding the Crystal Castle and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he convinces them to dream fast, and it works. And they're all
And they're all convinced after this.
And
they
now-
all see the truth that the Skeksis are in fact draining Gelfling of their essence.
And but the Gelfling that know are starting to grow and grow and grow in numbers. Like
Yeah.
it's a flood now. It started
Well,
out
it's starting
2,
to
then
spread.
4, then
Yeah.
8, then 16.
And it's also the fact that the Paladins are well respected amongst the Gelfling. So the fact that Paladins are going out and spreading the word
Oh yeah.
only brings more legitimacy to the claim that the Skeksis are in fact draining Gelfling essence.
Yeah. And the
And
Paladins.
Stone in the Wood, the lady, Farah, Madra Farah brings
Yeah.
that up later on too.
And she's a great gal.
Yeah, she is.
She's one
Her
of
and
the
the
one of the
Drenchen
good. Yeah.
are the only two good clans out of all the Gelfling.
Unfortunately, yeah, there's not that many good Gelflings.
No. Not these
Corrupt,
days.
mean bastards. But yeah,
A little submissive.
and as they're on their run, this big group, it's again Bree, Deet,
Hup.
Hup,
And
Ryan,
Rhiann.
and what's this for Gurjin
and his gal.
his gal. They're all making their way to the Crystal Desert
Right.
because they're trying to escape, obviously, and they're also trying to
They're
go
trying to find the Circle of the Sun.
Circle of the Sun. I was almost said Kingdom of the Sun, but yeah, they're going to find the Circle of the Suns because they're not just one sun, Mason.
Right.
Don't
There's-
forget that.
There's multiple
In
suns.
Thra, there's multiple everything.
Yes.
But yeah, so they're trying to go to the Circle of the Suns, but they have to rest first, and when they rest, that's when the emotions start flooding in.
Well, we see how tired they were, and this scene was funny to me because Lore just keeps trekking along in front of them, and they're like, "Does this guy ever stop to break?" They're like, "He's a rock." He's like, "Yeah, rocks normally just lay about."
I know, but he
was
doesn't.
funny.
I'm sure he doesn't have like rock lungs.
No, obviously
yeah,
not.
they gotta
No,
be thinking
yeah.
about that. Yeah,
Well, that's what they were bringing
It'd
up.
be very
That's what was
odd.
funny.
How
you
shitty
know?
would be if Lore had to rest. I mean, like, well, at one point, give me a break, guys. I gotta give me a second.
Second wind going.
But yeah, that was a funny scene. Yeah, but you see later on, Lore should have just been carrying their asses the whole time. Why
Yeah, I know, right?
Like you said, he doesn't get tired, so
as
why
soon
can't
as
we
that
just?
sandstorm came, I was like, why didn't he just do that initially?
Yeah, why can't they all just
Carry these
pile
little
on
Gelfling.
like a fucking
Yeah.
horse? I guess Lore, but of course Lore at this point isn't protecting anyone but Brea.
Yes.
Right.
Because that
He
is
could
who
give.
he
He
was.
doesn't
Talk about all these other Gelfling. He's got one priority,
He's
and
tunnel
that's Brea.
vision. He's got one track mind. He does not give a fuck about anyone else. But they gather and they rest and
And then this is a good scene too, because this is where like Brea finally gets the opportunity to become emotional about the Almadra, which was her mother.
yeah, and it's the first
and-
time that she's had a chance to kind of decompress what happened.
Yeah. And they were visited by the Dosen. The Dosen, which is the Gelfling tribe that's kind of really into death.
Yeah.
Rhiann talks about this a lot, where he's like, these people are so weird. All they care about is death, death, death.
And before that, they all had a ceremony for the Almadra, Brown's mom, because
Oh, yes, that was before.
because Celadon,
Yes.
because at this point in the Raylar Castle, Celadon has told everyone that they're not burying the melon, which is like the 1,000-year tradition. What you do?
Yes,
to
because they give back to
Big
Thra.
Thra. They're burning her, so she can't give back to Thra. And again, we're seeing Celadon is just a crazy bitch.
And she said something very interesting, which is a huge character development for me for Celadon. But as she was burning her mother, did you catch what she said? She said, "Sorry, I was never enough."
Oh yeah, I did forget that.
Yeah. As she's
Because
crying, too.
from after this point, only thing that Celadon says is like evil king one-liners.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
you will bend the knee. Like that's from then on.
It was like one-liner after one-liner.
And I
that
think you're
shit.
right. I think that's a big growth of character because I think that her burning her mom signified that there was like no going back at all.
None.
She's 100% lost.
Right.
That was her just like cutting all ties and whatnot. But yeah, so they do that. They have their own little ceremony. They burn her, I guess, in memory. But they wake up the next morning and they're meeted by another Gelfling tribe, the Dowson. And like you said, Riker.
Yeah.
They love death. They're kind of like Mandalorians of
Yeah,
the
they
Gelfling.
are.
But they're pretty cool. They're flying on this giant fucking
And
like,
man, does this guy got game.
Oh yeah.
He's got true game because Princess Brea definitely liked this Dozen.
Well, this guy's a
Gelfling.
fucking he's a badass.
Yes, he is.
Doesn't even back down to the hunter.
Wrecker, right? Is that how you say it?
Is it Wrecker or Riker?
Riker. Okay, we'll
what
go
I
with
thought,
Riker. I think it's Riker. You're right.
But yeah, he doesn't, and he's a cool guy. But he also has some other lady that's following him around. I'm not sure if
Well,
that's like
but
a
you know what? The way this tribe was jiving, I was like,
I don't
you know
know. I
what?
don't know. I'm
I
not
think
gonna.
there's
I'm not
multiple-
gonna pretend to know their ways. So you're right. I'm not gonna criticize
I think
them.
it's
on
kind of a
how many
polygamous
wives.
tribe. You know, it kind of looks like that. They all
Maybe
got,
that's why they sent him to the desert,
Uh-huh.
like we did our own Mormons. We said, "Go to Utah. We don't want this shit."
and just stay there.
And maybe they said that they did the same thing with these guys.
Yeah.
Crystal
Crystal
Desert.
Desert?
that shit. You're not welcome here anymore.
No.
But yeah, and like you said, Riker. But Riker, he's kind of, to me, he could have gone either way as being bad or good at the start. Because even like all the other Gelflings didn't trust him, but it was it Bray or Deet who were like the only ones to trust him. They said he's cool and whatnot.
But Rian was freaking out about it. He did not like him.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so. But he
a lot of people
was also a little
Rian,
jealous too of the guy.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He's
The guy
stealing his
comes
girl.
flying on a giant fucking manta ray or whatever that thing is.
Which are pretty dope.
That was awesome.
That looked great.
That thing was fucking huge. But yeah, they just tell him that they're gonna take him to where they gotta go. The crystal, or not the crystal castle,
Circle
but
of the
Circle of
Suns.
the Suns. But
Riker tries to say, "No, I'm going to take you to the Garden of whatever. It's a lot more simple." And Bray's like, "Fine, if you can't take us," and then immediately he's like, "Oh, okay, no, I'll take you."
I know, and that's what to me kind of made me think: is this guy good or bad? But in the end, I
think he was just trying to protect
him.
So
Same. I think the Circle of the Suns is probably a forbidden place, or a place that not a lot of people wander to. We get that by the inhabitants of the Circle of the Sun. They look like they haven't been visited in a while.
No.
But the Dowsen fly them close to the Circle of the Suns. They can't get too near to it, I guess.
Naya and Gurgen stay behind too. That's a big part of this.
Yeah, I guess because they couldn't fit on the giant manta. Was there a reason that we couldn't use a couple more?
Wasn't enough seatbelts on the manta ray, the giant
on the
thing.
giant manta ray. But yeah, they do stay behind. I guess that's to just thin the crowd a little. Yeah, makes it easier for us too. We don't have to remember
Definitely all these names all the time.
But yeah, so they make their journey. They hop on the giant manta ray and they get there.
And then we get that quick shot right after this. It's a little snippet scene where we see the hunter.
And he's still there.
Continues. And then he's just gone.
Well, we know he wants his trophy.
He does. He wants that.
The man likes his trophies.
He loves trophies.
He's gotta have that goddamn.
I mean, he wears them on his entire body. It's just bones of people.
Oh yeah,
things, creatures.
And we have the flash. We get flash over to it's Skekval and the general. They're making their way to Stone in the Wood. Stonewood.
Yeah,
the Stonewood clan.
The Stonewood clan,
because they think that they can go anywhere and they're gonna be treated like kings like they've always been. But they go there and Stonewood clan ain't having it. They've already been dream fasted. They start throwing dirt, maybe some shit at
Chamberlain.
Yeah. And they don't like that. No. But it's a cool scene.
And Chamberlain doesn't know what's going on, right? Because he hasn't been back to the crystal or the castle crystal yet, or the crystal castle yet.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has no idea. So all these Gelfling are throwing berries at him and stuff, and he's like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, throwing shit at him and whatnot. Yeah, but we start to get the rebellion as it started. Unfortunately, these fucking Gelflings never throw like an arrow or something at him.
Or shoot a few of those bad boys at him, put them down.
Because I know why are they always throwing dirt clogs and stuff? They all have axes and they're carrying around swords and shit, but they never use them. I'm starting to think they're just props.
They just don't work.
They might just be plastic.
There's not real bullets in the guns.
I don't think they're all talk. I don't even know what they're guarding out there. They don't use weapons.
I think it's a lot of what is it called? LARPing. I don't think they
I
actually
think it is
fight.
just role playing. Yeah. But and at this point, all the rest of the Skeksis at the castle, they're still just.
Oh, they're having a ball, man.
Oh, it's a fucking good time.
Yes, it is.
Because we got to talk about Chamberlain comes back.
Right, but we got to talk about this right beforehand. And it's a little scene as well, too. But the Gelfling soldiers try to start their own rebellion within the Crystal Castle.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. And that lasts just about as long as we'll talk about it. 12
5 seconds. Yeah. Because one of the Gelfling told the Skeksis about the plan. And so the Skeksis knew immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even see them trying to take over. It's like, we're doing it. They all run in the castle.
Yeah.
Next scene, one has like one eye and he's wounded and they're all fucking...
And they're all running away.
It did not last long.
No,
it did not last long. But
I mean, again, what do you expect? These things are little creatures.
I know, but yeah, you just think... Again, and these paladins are supposed to be like the best of the best of the Gelflings.
And that's what doesn't make any sense either, because like Rian was able to... Rian was able to stab the Chamberlain in the leg and the scientist and like get away from them and stuff, but not a single Gelfling could even draw a sword and hit any of these Skeksis.
No.
You kind of deserve to die. I mean,
And they do.
And they do.
And they
They
do,
get all their
unfortunately.
essence drained.
But
essence drained.
yeah, you're right. So that's kind of the first rebellion. And the first rebellion, again, squashed very quickly.
Very.
Then we get Chamberlain stumbles into where they're all feasting and tries to throw.
Well, because he heard right before this from the fat Skeksis that, oh, you didn't hear about the castle and the betrayal? The general killed all Madra. And he's like, He goes,
Yeah.
oh, so the Emperor's mad at him, huh? I might go see the council and be right next to his right hand.
Because he thinks he's going to go throw the general under the bus. And
so he's
little
all
does he
excited to
know
walk
it's
into the
fucking
court.
opposite.
Yeah.
Emperors loves the fucking general because now they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, and the Emperor
So he
says
said he
that too. He
freed 'em.
says,
Yeah.
exactly what you just said. The general freed them.
Yeah, exactly.
From this
They don't
playing games
have
with
to
the Gelfling.
pretend to. Really, they weren't doing much. They were taking everything.
yeah.
I mean, it didn't seem like
I mean,
they
there
liked.
were offerings. It wasn't like
It wasn't
weren't
like
doing anything
they
for
were
him.
helping the Gelfling in any way, but I guess that was just a weight off their shoulders
Yeah.
now that they don't have to. Now that they can just blindly kill everyone, so it doesn't really work out for the Chamberlain
No.
because because they just say the general is he's a badass, which really he's not a badass. He's a big pussy.
And
like
even the
rest of them.
Chamberlain was like, maybe we shouldn't drain all the Gelfling this fast. Even as a Skeksis, he was saying that. He was thinking that. So it's like these Skeksi are out of control.
Yeah.
At this point, because they're just draining everyone.
And they're
I love the feast scene where it's all essence all over the table, and they're
going
all
crazy with
going
it.
at
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. But and they're drinking and the feast and Chamberlain comes in and they say I mean they basically just say that we're not going to do anything to the general. They liberated them. And the Chamberlain is still in hot shit. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think the Emperor even threatens her or whatever, tells her to get out and whatnot. But yeah, they're having a good time, and we saw that they're locking up all the fucking. I mean, they've drained every guard that was guarding the Crystal Palace, so there's not much left.
No one's.
But they got a lot of
defending it either.
essence now.
They do.
and they're feeling good.
Well, and we also have to bring up that Chamberlain came into the chambers, no pun intended, to where everyone was eating the essence and feasting upon the essence to bring the news that he bravely escaped and fought off the Stonewood clan because there was a rebellion brewing. And then thinking he was going to overthrow the general instead, the general was like, oh, you might have inadvertently brought us our new victims, our new feasts.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So at least at table, we have to bring that up because now the Emperor knows that Stonewood is rebelling. So
Yeah,
they're just
but
gonna go
they
kill
like.
them.
it's
But they were
pretty-
going to kill all the Gelfling.
and it pretty
anyway.
much just washes over the Emperor. Like he's not really worried about it.
No.
at all.
All
But,
he wants is his essence.
At the same time, Celadon, she's preparing to take the throne. She's thinking
Yes.
this is her big come up.
And
Life's
she-
good. I'm going to take the throne. All the 7 clans are
And
going to
what-
love me.
Yeah, and she calls all the Madras
Yep.
from the 7 Gelfling clans together to crown her the new All Madra.
Yeah, and the 7 clans are already pissed because Celadon already refused to burn El Madra.
Yes.
So they're already not too happy. They're
They're
already
not
thinking
happy.
this chick is fucking weird. Because everyone loved El Madra.
They did.
Everyone did.
Even Madra Farah, who is the leader of Stonewood, said that she would go into a league of spitters for her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Or
so-
a web of spitters,
yeah.
excuse me. So,
But so she's about to take the crown, and eventually someone steps up and says, "Nah."
yep.
Says no.
Madra
you're-
Farah steps up, and the Drenchen Madra as well. Both of them refuse to bend the knee.
Yeah.
Or to coronate her as so we only have 5 of the 7 clans.
Yep. And Farah challenges her to a fly off.
Yep. Battle by air.
Battle by air.
Yes.
Or is it it's
Something
trial
by
by
air.
air.
Trial by air. Yes. Trial
Battle
by
by air sounds a little cooler for sure.
It does. Maybe
But a
put some
little darker,
laser
a little
guns
darker
on.
for Gelflings too. Yeah. But and Celadon, to everyone's surprise, because I guess Celadon isn't maybe that strong of a flyer.
No, she's a childling, and Farah keeps calling her a
Yeah.
childling, which infuriates Celadon.
Yes, and everyone thinks that Celadon is not going to accept, but she does. She accepts
does.
that.
Yep.
But Farah's feeling pretty good about this.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, she's
Farah's
a
like-
warrior, and we have to remember that Stonewood is the clan known for
Yeah.
being the battle.
And
Gelfling
Celadon is
of
part
the
of
7 clans.
the clan that doesn't do anything. I mean, they're all kings,
and
they
she's a
don't.
princess. She's have a very luxurious
Exactly,
life.
yeah, and they're part of that tribe that they're not fighters or anything. They're like lawmakers,
Politicians
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
the weakest.
Yes.
physically.
So
of all.
Farrah knows she's gonna win, and she tells the drenching Madra, she goes, "Look, I got this in the bag.
Oh yeah.
This chick ain't got nothing. We're flying through some rocky terrain. She's gonna cut up herself.
Oh,
We're good.
absolutely. I
win.
honestly don't know if Celadon has ever used her wings.
I don't think she has either.
this time because they're looking real frail.
Yeah, they are.
And
Doesn't look
Farrah's
like they've
looking
been
good
worked
though.
out.
Farrah's wings are pumped up. She's probably juicing.
Well, yeah, we see later on. She knows how to fly. She's real great at
probably
flying.
juicing. We probably do need that piss test to clear them of this trial. But yeah, Farrah's looking good, and Celadon accepts, but she's got to go back and get ready.
And wow, where did we get this death metalcore?
It's fucking metal though.
Yo,
I don't know
for
where
sure.
she
Celadon,
got it.
just dark lipstick, a dark, all black. Like, are you going to a funeral, or are you like? You know
I don't
what I'm
know,
saying?
man. She's looking.
You're becoming.
She's looking good. She's looking real fucking metal.
Metal as
And
hell.
everyone else is seeing her. When she walks in, they're like, "Oh shit!
What the hell?
The Queen of Metal she's about to fucking do something. She's about to do something. Whip out that axe, play a
Oh
little
yeah, for sure.
But
Play some Slayer, right?
yeah, and but Farrah's still not having it.
Oh no.
She said, "We're still gonna do this.
We're
I don't
still
care
gonna- I
how
don't know
fucking
what you're
black
doing,
metal
yeah.
you get. I mean, I don't care."
And she starts flying around her, kind of taunting her in a way, like, "Hey, let's go, let's do this."
Yeah, and Celadon doesn't like that.
No, not at all. Because she basically says that crown is nothing now. She goes, "Go
yeah.
ahead and have your stupid crown." And
Yeah,
she
because
goes,
it's
"I would
the
have
crown
died
of
for your mother."
traitors or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Farrah, or not Farrah, but Celadon fucking attacks Farrah. Mm-hmm. Attacks her, throws her down, breaks the crown. That fragile fucking crown.
I know, seriously. I figured that would have been
Crown
made with-
1,000 thraws old or thrine or whatever.
Thrine,
that
yes.
thing broke on contact.
It did. Not the best made crown. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, so Celadon pretty much does what any good politician does, and like, I'm not even gonna fucking do the competition. It's
And then she
it's
kinda,
not fair
right,
anyways.
She kind of turns it around on Farrah, where she's like, Gelfling turning on Gelfling. We're fighting one another. This is exactly how this is how we fall apart. So she's kind of turning it on the
even though she
and-
was Celadon is the first person to turn on the Gelflings.
Yes.
She was literally the only one. She's throwing that traitor word around to everyone, but she's literally the only traitor that's in the Gelfling. But yeah, so but that's it for Farrah. I guess that's as far as the fight can go. Because again, but Celadon, she also has these crazy paladins that are just for the cause, and they think that she's the Almandra, I guess. And
they just escort Farrah and the drenching leader out.
Yep. Celadon says some stuff about. She actually says kind of something cool. She says a cool one-liner about you'll either bend the knee or you'll crawl or something, and then she throws her. That's when she threw her across the room.
Yep.
But that's the end. That's the end of episode 6. Is it looks like Celadon's about to take the crown. Looks like things are gonna go her way. But oh boy, Mason, do they? Do they go her way?
You know, I would have to say, moving on to 7 and 8, we'll see. But it's at this point it's looking good for her. But if we know anything about shows, it gets dark real fast. So.
Absolutely, and episode 7 it's up there. I think I said episode 4 was a really good episode, but episode 7's a really fucking good episode.
And there's a lot to get to in episode 7 as well.
It's a really fucking good episode. Yeah. Our group starts journeying to the Circle of the Suns.
Yes.
Brea, Deet, Hup, and Ryan.
Yep.
They're going to Circle of the Sun. Of course, when they get to the, I guess it's a castle, I guess. But right when they get to the castle, it's a fucking crazy sandstorm.
A giant one.
Giant lightning sandstorm, and they're all kind of freaking out. And of course, Lore, being the good guy he is, he immediately goes over to save Brea.
And then everyone's like, "Oh,
Everyone's
we gotta
like,
hop on this
yes,
because
they're-
he's leaving us. He's already got his."
Oh, he's
prize."
bailing. He's halfway up the goddamn castle. Yeah. They're like, wait. But Brea has to convince him
to help everyone else too.
He didn't want to do it.
No, he didn't.
He did not.
He just took her. He was ready to go, and
Yeah.
she was like, "No, you have to help everyone else." He's like, "Fine."
He's like, "Fuck, all right." He runs all the way down there. Very tense moment. He barely makes it up.
Barely.
The sandstorm lasts about 20 seconds.
Not a very long sandstorm. They might even.
I feel like
you
you might have even been able to just get behind a rock and you might have been okay.
He could have just covered them all, for like 20 seconds that it was passing.
It's a quick one. But eventually they climb up to the mountain, and they get to their destination, and they're greeted by, this is shocking.
Oh my gosh, I was terrified.
What happens? Who are they greeted by?
They were greeted by a Skeksis.
A Skeksis?
Yeah.
Known as the Heretic.
Heretic.
And this is who Andy Samberg plays.
Yes. Oh, it is.
And Bill Hader plays the Mystic.
Okay, because I was really wondering who was voicing the Heretic. Because
Yeah.
it was a really good voiceover. And I was like,
it's Andy
yeah.
Samberg.
It's very animated. It's a different kind of Skeksis that we've never seen before. I really love this
Yeah,
character.
he's got a lot of energy.
It's fun. It's
A
fun.
lot. Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And his other half is awesome too, because his other half is a mystic.
Uh-huh.
Who, I mean, we'll get into it. He lives with his other half, which is another very odd thing.
And
Because
it's
Skeksis
also-
hate the mystics.
Yeah, and which is also why he was banished and why he got the name Heretic.
Yeah. Because at
we'll
first
get to that
he
a
was
little
he was
later.
kind of a leader of the Skeksis, right?
Yep.
And eventually they
He was the conqueror.
yes
is what they call him.
Yeah. So that to me made me seem like he was in charge of everyone.
Right.
I'm guessing that's how the Emperor got in power.
Mm-hmm.
Is he did something to make them say he was a heretic and whatnot? Because the Skeksis are always just conniving.
Oh, right.
Everyone just wants to be emperor.
Well, and
so.
they hate the Mystics. They hate Gelfling. They hate anything that... Because the Skeksis, that's their main objective. They want power. They love power,
Yeah. So they meet the Skeksis. His name, they just call him the Heretic, and they meet his mystic partner Urgo, who's also known as the Wanderer. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Played by Bill Hader, which is awesome.
Yeah. And there are great scenes between the Heretic and the Mystic where the Mystic is talking, Urgal is talking really slow. He's like, duh, what? He's like, come on.
Yeah, because they're total.
Finish it.
Because
Just say the word.
Because the Heretic, he's like super tons of energy, and his
yeah.
Mystic is just. I mean, the Mystics all are the same, but they're just so slow.
Super slow.
And again, the
they're
Skeksis and the Mystics, they're supposed to be completely opposite.
completely opposite in everything.
So you can see
Yes.
it's like it's like an odd couple kind of thing where
Mm-hmm.
they're total opposites. But the Heretic explains that he created the lore
Yeah.
to protect Brea and her family.
And it's been waiting there for a couple hundred Thrine.
It's like 367, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he even says that's a lot of Thrine.
It is.
I don't know how long.
We still don't know what Thrines are exactly.
No
but
idea. It could
let's
be
just
a
go
week.
with it. Yeah.
It could be
We'll
not
just
very
say
long.
it's roughly the same calendar as ours.
I'm hoping.
As far as the days.
I'm
in a
hoping
year.
it is. But he pretty much decommissions lore.
He does. He sticks. We find out that the life source of lore is in his mouth.
Yeah.
The shiny rock, and he just takes that out, and then he kind of just goes away.
Yeah, and
Goes to sleep.
he says, let him rest. I thought Lore didn't have to fucking rest. He's a rock monster.
Yeah, just let him live. Let him just hang out.
Yeah.
Why isn't he doing chores around?
I don't
his
know, but
house?
it comes back to bite him in the ass
It
later.
does
that they
real
did
fast. I mean, within
decommission.
5 minutes. It's a problem.
But yeah, and of course all the Gelflings are fucking surprised that all this is happening. They're
Yes.
taking in a lot of this. Skeksis is telling him that. He just told him that he created Lore to protect the Gelflings, which is crazy because again he's a Skeksis, and then it gets into a fucking amazing, probably the best part of the entire episode is it gets real fucking meta. Because the Skeksis, the Heretic, and the Wanderer are gonna show them the history of Thrawn, what they need to do.
Yeah.
But they're gonna show them it through puppets.
Which is awesome.
Oh my god, puppets controlling puppets?
Does it get better?
What world are we living in? This is insane.
Well, we're living in a pretty cool world, man. Because, again, I don't think we talk about it enough because we're always trying to, just recap
Yeah.
things. But, man, complete hats off to these people. This is some of the best puppet work. Probably, the best puppet work I've ever seen in my life.
The original Dark Crystal was fucking groundbreaking for puppetry. But this one,
Unquestionably, yes.
they're thinking, how can we even break the ground even more? What can we do new? We've already mastered puppetry. Now we're gonna get puppets that can do puppets themselves.
Yeah.
Let's just keep adding puppets into the mix.
And I've watched about the first 30 minutes of the Crystal Calls, which is the documentary on how they made this show and how it came to life. And it's really cool to see that they initially were going to go with CGI entirely. And they were like, it just doesn't look good. They tried to pitch the idea and everything. But they said, hold on. After they go to live action, they go, let's just try this. Let's send you guys a demo reel and see how it would look if we only did CGI for like the little tongues for the Skeksis and then like blinking or like little movements with the mouth.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Those little small details. I noticed immediately the tongue, but yeah, the eyes and the mouth too. Those very, very small things.
But it doesn't take away from the overall show, and it feels like puppets still. It's really cool.
I thought the exact same thing during this episode when they go to it's very small, but when they go to the Crystal Desert, you could tell it's video of a desert, and then they just added CGI crystals into it. But it looks amazing.
It does.
Because it's such a small detail. They didn't CGI an entire desert. They just took video of a desert, then put CGI crystals in it. But it looks amazing. Yeah, like you said.
And it's not over
those
the
little
top
tiny
either,
small things. Exactly.
Where it's like all CGI and it takes you out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm never taken out of this show, dude. And that's why I really do appreciate this. I know I've said it again. I'm going to say it at the end. But like, we are not done with this show. But this is my favorite show this year, streaming.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
streaming?
I love
It's going to be hard to beat. But yeah, this scene with them controlling the puppets, I mean, I can't wait to watch. I really hope they get into this episode on the documentary. Because how difficult it is you got to control puppet hands. But those puppet hands got to control puppet hands. Yeah. So it's cool. It's a really cool scene. And it lasts like 10 minutes, but it's cool. It's got cool smoke effects and like, because they do cool lighting. Because it looks like the Heretic and the Wonder have just been waiting hundreds of years to tell their entire spiel and whatnot. Because it's very well choreographed. A lot of good showmanship in it.
Definitely.
They put on a great show. But they pretty much explain kind of what we already know from the original.
From the original film, the 1982 Dark Crystal.
But none of the Gelflings know any of this.
No, of course
That's
not.
kind of what I had to remember, was like, oh, this is all new for them, although it's not new for us.
Right, but it's also new for the people who checked out this show before actually watching the
because
Dark Crystal.
you definitely
there are people who don't know about the Dark Crystal, the original film.
And you don't even need to watch the Dark Crystal to watch.
You don't have to watch this show.
Yeah,
no,
not at all.
In almost Cash, I'd almost say that you would want to watch this show first before watching the original, because it does explain everything.
Had it not come out originally like that, then I would tell. But I think you should go and watch the original. Dark Crystal, then do that. It's like watching Star Wars.
Yeah, you got to watch the original.
You shouldn't go
first.
watch the prequels first but then again, but it's cool. It's cool that we did go and watch the original, because now watching it, I don't know, it makes the show feel even that more special because I'm connecting all these things to the movie and whatnot.
Yeah.
And
what was so cool about the movie is just a little sliver of this like giant world, and we're getting so much more. Out of this show.
Absolutely.
Where like we really see the whole entire world as a whole and like how things operate. Like the writing in this show is great.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's really top notch.
So they explain it through the puppet show. They explain all that. Explain that they were one. Explain that they came here from outer space. They are aliens.
Yes, they are.
They landed down. They convinced Agra to because this was kind of something I didn't know. But they said they convinced her because they showed her every place they've been already.
Right.
So they've been, who knows how long they've been jumping planet to planet.
Yeah. And what's important to say here is they used to be one unit called the Urskeks.
Yeah. Which we know from the
right, and that's and they went to Mother Agra, and kind of manipulated her
to get the crystal.
And then the Skeksis,
and they just traded an Ori straight across for this crystal that gives life to everything. Not a great trade. Because the Ori, anyone
Mother
can make.
Agra was thinking. Maybe she was bored on a weekend and was like, "Yeah, we're gonna try this out."
Let's try literally the most powerful thing in the world. It's literally would be like in Lord of the Rings trading the One Ring for a telescope.
Yes,
like, I got this sweet telescope. It could show you a lot of things.
I'd say irresponsible. At best.
It really is. Yeah. It really fucking is. But yeah. So they go and. They tell him everything. They tell him that the crystal that they split in half once they tried to take the power of the crystal, and the crystal cracked as well.
And that's how we get the Skeksis and the Mystics.
Yes,
two different
they
beings.
They split in half, and that's what happened. And they eventually kicked the Mystics out. Well, there was kind of a battle, I guess, and they fought, and the Mystics eventually had to go into hiding.
Yes,
but
to wait for their return.
Yeah, but neither Heretic or the Wanderer Ergo went with them. They went to their own. They just went together.
Right.
They were abandoned. But yeah, and now they say that their fate lies in the hands of the Gelfling, and they show them an image of a powerful blade known as the Dual Glaive.
Yes.
And this blade it's sweet.
Oh,
But,
it's real sweet. And this was a funny scene, too, because, like, the Gelfling are kind of getting excited.
Yeah, and they're like, all right,
and they're
give us the
like,
blade.
Give us the blade. And they're like, oh, by the way, we don't even have it.
About that.
Yeah.
We don't have
You're
the
going to have to
blade.
go find that.
But I
'Cause
like
we
how
don't.
he's like, we're wanted criminals. Like, we can't keep it here. I mean, you can't.
That'd be an obvious thing.
I know,
Everyone
yeah.
would know it was here.
They're probably getting raided all the time by cops.
for
They're
sure.
already on the list.
It's like being in prison where there's cell search, they're just going through all
absolutely.
your
Yeah.
shit
Once you're a
every-
prisoner, you're always a prisoner, especially in this day and age. But yeah, so they show him and they show him the sword is the sword that will unite all
7 clans.
7 clans. And yeah, that's pretty much what they're gonna do. They're gonna the 7 clans, and they'll defeat the Skeksis, and the Gelfling will become a cleansing flame.
Right. But they have to find the blade in the caves of Grot.
Unfortunately, they do. They have to, which is even more difficult. My God,
Very
this
difficult.
journey's never ending.
Well, also the fact that the darkening is uprooting the caves as well.
Oh, absolutely. And who's coming to join the party
You
up
have
there?
Jeopardy enabled. Do you want to open it?
No.
Oh, that's I thought that was my computer.
Oh, yeah, I thought that was your computer
that
too.
scared
It's so
the
weird.
shit
It just
out
does
of me.
that randomly.
Man,
Scary
Jeopardy.
stuff.
She's just yelling at us.
Oh, God.
You have Jeopardy. All
But
right.
no, the spitters show up.
We gotta talk
Talking
about
about the spitters?
the hunter shows up.
Oh, duh, the hunter first. Yeah, of course, with the mystic and the heretic.
Yeah,
yes.
he of course, because I mean, I don't,
And-
he's on a dead sprint. He must be. They had to take the stingray there. This guy's just running. He's taking the old shiver.
dude.
Oh
This
no,
guy is
actually,
in shape.
he took the stingray.
He did, yes.
Don't forget, he goes and he finds Riker. Somehow he fucking finds him.
Knocks his ass out with a solid right hand.
Well, don't forget,
I gotta
he
say.
throws that.
He's definitely dead.
See,
That guy's
that
dead.
was
May
so
he rest
fun.
in peace.
Every time Hunter throws someone, it looks like a human in a. I mean, it does take you out. I'm just saying, but it
Yeah.
looks like a human in a suit just
throwing
throwing
a
a puppet. He throws him so hard and fast.
Chucks him, man.
It would literally be like us throwing a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
Be
And
like,
it was
all right,
so-
get away
yeah.
from me.
It was so funny too, because it's so messed up, but we saw the puppet fall to its death like the whole time. They could have just done
He
the
was,
thing.
"Ah," yeah. And then you hear the thud too.
So brutal, man.
And that guy was doing nothing. He was literally just standing
just
around.
standing there,
He
and the hunter
literally,
was
hey,
like,
what's
"Well,
going on,
adios."
fellas? And he just grabbed-
I know you mean nothing to this story. See ya.
Man, that was brutal.
Yeah, tough way to
But
go.
Riker, even after seeing probably his best friend for life, just get thrown over a mountain. He says, "Go fuck yourself, Hunter.
Uh-huh.
You're not getting these people." And he just
Clocks
clobbers
him, yeah.
them. A hard
Because that-
haymaker.
Because the girl that was with him, she was like, "Oh, the circle of the suns."
Yeah, and then Riker's like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
And then he just clobbers
Gets
them.
knocked
Yeah,
out.
he
And
has
then
to.
obviously the hunter's like, "Well, take me there." And then that's how he gets taken there from the Manta.
Always because some fucking weak Gelfling just can't.
Can't keep their friggin' mouth shut. Dang it.
But yeah, and then we get Hunter. He gets to the Suns.
Yeah.
I mean, where everyone is, and of course, again, he has no idea what's going on in the world, what's at stake here.
No.
But he just wants his trophy. He's
Yep,
a
he just
one-track
wants that
mind.
tongue.
Yeah, and he says, "I'm gonna go get it." But
And who comes and saves him? Yeah.
'Cause-
Which I didn't see this. I mean, I saw it coming, but I didn't think it would be here.
Well,
where
right
it
when
would
I
happen.
saw Hunter again, it's so weird. But right when I saw him again for that first second, I immediately thought, "Who's his mystic?" Because they're all kind of alike in one way or
Yeah.
another. I mean, they're all like if you're a Skeksis that loves technology, your mystic might be one that likes religion a lot or something. They're all kind of similar and
Yeah.
whatnot. But yeah, I'm thinking he's got to have a mystic. Is he a badass just like the Hunter is? He kind of is.
Oh, definitely is. But we got to go back to this real quick because we glanced over it. Mother Agra comes up to a mystic known as Longneck in the Force.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Oh, well, you are the only one who can defeat your counterpart, the Skeksis." And he goes, "Do you think I can?" He goes, "Yes, you'll have to." And then they're walking away, and he turns around. And
Forgot
he's like,
about
Will
all
I
that.
ever
There's
see
a
you
ton
again?
in this episode.
There's
yeah.
a ton of stuff in this episode.
Because we like you just glazed over it, but yeah, when Agra and that guy they go and meet, it's kind of a long because Agra has her sight back for the first time, and now Agra's kind of back in her form. Now she's back to telling the Mystics what to do. Where before that Mystic, was telling her that she lost her side and whatnot. But she tells him that he's the only one that can defeat his other half, right?
Yep.
Again, a lot in this episode.
A lot in this episode, man.
That's what made this episode so good.
And that's who shows up later on is this mystic named Longneck, who is the bipolar opposite of the Hunter.
And really, we know him as Archer.
Archer, yes.
He was, because we saw him in another episode. I mean, again, he was the one that
was shooting
pointed
it
Agra
for
to the right
Agra,
way.
yeah.
And he's great with these fucking bows, man.
He can
He's
shoot.
Great
He
with
can
these
shoot.
bows.
I mean, when you get 3-4 arms, it makes things a little easier.
But so he comes flying out of nowhere, flying. I mean, he's slowly
walking. I don't know how the Hunter didn't see him.
No, I don't know either.
Just, I mean, even with the draw of the bow being as slow as it is,
He does.
You got to see that coming.
But he takes a big shot at the Hunter.
He does.
And Hunter, again, he's going after Rianne. He puts a couple more arrows in him.
He
Just
does.
to save
And
measure.
the Hunter knows that he can't kill the Mystic because he feels anything that the Mystic feels.
Because the scene right before that is the Hunter stabs the heretic through the hand, and then we see that his Mystic was like my hand. He starts freaking out. But yeah, so he starts shooting arrows, and every arrow he shoots, he's taking an arrow.
He's taking
also.
it himself. Yeah,
But,
tough guy.
Oh,
or
for
tough
sure.
Mystic.
But
for sure.
he saves the Gilfing's lives.
He does.
He saves them, and what happens when he saves them? He shoots him in an arrow, but Hunter was like, "I'm still getting my fucking keep."
And he grabs Brea.
Of course.
And hops
Bray
back
just
up.
standing by the
I know.
door. Is this a good place to
Yo,
stand?
I think it is. And sure enough, Hunter snatches her up like she's nothing.
But it's cool. It's a cool scene. He's running out, and Archer takes one more shot at the leg, and Hunter's he's still running out, and he jumps onto. Of course, now he's got a fucking flying manta ray, which is a big thing to have.
Oh, definitely. It's a great flying.
It's a great thing to have. And we see that the manta ray definitely could have just flown right up to the castle. Again, I'm not sure why Riker dropped him off so
I have
far
no
away.
idea. No idea.
Like, I'll drop you off on the corner.
Yeah,
I'm like, can you just take me?
I got places to be. I got a few errands to run in town.
Yeah, I'll drop you off on the corner. You guys can walk the rest of the way. Just take us to the doors.
Yeah, man, don't be an asshole.
But he jumps on it, and now he has Brea captured.
He does. Yes.
So that's not good. Our crowd is getting a little thinner even more. And now it's Deet. The scene that I was talking about was that the
Hup, yes. Okay, so the Hunter comes, and the first thing he does is tries to strike down, and Hup stops him with the spoon.
With a
no,
spoon.
hurt,
Yeah.
Deet.
that spoon is tough.
And good thing on Hup. He's such a nice guy, such a tough individual. But the Hunter grabs him like he's a foam ball.
It's
and
so
chucks-
funny.
He must have chucked him 50, 60 feet.
It almost looked to me like they didn't tell the puppeteer like where to aim or anything,
Yeah.
because it seems like he just tossed his ass.
And he flies.
And he flies.
And he hits like almost the ceiling of the thing and just flies.
He's
into,
hitting like a
tables and stuff.
banister or something.
And
Yeah.
dude, I was like, there's no way this Hup guy is just going to walk this one off.
Well, he wasn't feeling too good, to be honest with you. He
No.
did seem like he
there was
did
some
get
broken
tossed.
Hup bones. Yeah.
Because Dee goes and runs over to him, and Hup is just like paralyzed from the neck down.
This was a territhen idea.
What was I thinking? I'm only 2 feet tall. It was.
Seriously though, the
I
first
did
time
laugh.
I saw that, I laughed so
He
hard.
just goes,
boop, and then, like the body's flying like this. And he's like spinning midair.
It's
Oh,
good.
man,
It's
it's
a good
great.
scene. It is
It's awesome.
hilarious. But again, shows you how powerful those kicks are.
pretty powerful beings.
But man, that was hilarious.
It
Yeah,
was.
that was the scene I was talking about.
That was a
That's-
highlight of episode 7 for me.
But so the Hunter, he takes off.
Yes.
He's got Bray. I guess he's gonna go back to the castle anyways. I don't know why, because he just wanted his. Oh, he set a trap. That was the whole thing.
for Rianne.
That was the whole thing.
because
is
that's what he wants.
the Hunter knew, and Archer knew immediately that he set a trap because he's his other half, whatnot. But he tells him he's gonna go take her and he's gonna set a trap for you guys. But the Hunter again is not looking so good. He's got 4 or 5 arrows in
4
him.
arrows inside, yeah.
And
all piercing him.
Yeah, but he does. He goes back to the castle again. The Skeksis are meeting up in the dining room again or is this the episode? No, this isn't the episode. They go and they're meeting and they're drinking more essence, right? That's when we get them in the dining room. They're drinking. But the Skeksis, they aren't taking the Gelfling uprising lightly. They want to squash it before it gets too big. You know, even though they're Gelflings, if you get 1,000 of them, they're going to be pretty powerful.
Right.
We're definitely going to have some problems.
Skekso is the Emperor's name.
Right.
Yes.
And he takes the general down
to the caves.
Below. And go ahead and
Yes.
tell him what happens at the caves.
Well, this is actually a big moment in the thing. Hilbert he takes the general down to the caves and basically shows him with his staff that he is harnessing the darkening powers. So he's able to harness the powers through this cane, but he also tells the general that the darkening also requires a sacrifice.
The darkening, which they've been all denying this entire time and saying that's not even real.
Exist.
It's fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
They're really pulling that one. There's no
are.
darkening. You guys are good. It's not gonna happen. Liberal bullshit. We all know it.
Yes.
But yeah, and then he's just straight up telling him like the darkening's coming. It's powerful. It's just pure power. He says. He's like, but I can capture in this little tiny crystal.
Right.
Then they go to another part of the cave, and we get why there were so many spitters, or why there was a spitter in the cave, or in the castle in the first place. Mm-hmm. Was that their fucking? There's a shit ton of them down there.
Yeah, and it's their ancestral home as well, the Caves of Grot.
Yep.
They were there actually before the Drenchen were there. But the Skeksis actually kicked them out of those caves and then let the Gelfling in because the Gelfling were more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Easier to control.
Yes. More submissive.
Yeah. And it was and again, it adds to the thing where it's like, oh, these the spitters, they weren't even bad in the first place. They just
lost their home.
Skeksis came in,
and
kicked them out of the home, and then they returned to take their home back, and that's when the big war happened or whatever that they had to deal with.
And the Emperor also, this is where it's revealed that the Emperor actually knows this. He knows that the caves are getting consumed with the darkening, and he knows that the Arathim are going to die in those caves too. So he's also sending them to their deaths by striking this good deal with them.
And the darkening and the Emperor harnessing the darkening, we forgot to mention, is also slowly decaying his body.
And that's what he says. It demands a sacrifice.
Yep.
And then this is where it's revealed why he wears the metal plate around his his beak.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a beak anymore.
No, he
doesn't. I think it just fell off.
He takes that bad boy off, and his face is melting.
And that gives more weight to, again, I don't want to bounce back and forth too much, but to the original Dark Crystal movie, you know, it makes sense of, because my first thought was, why is he dying? Mm-hmm. And they're all the same age.
He looks so weak and so decrepit.
So like, why is he? Yeah, they're not aging because they've been drinking this. So I'm like, why is he the only one? And this tells you, you know,
it does.
He's
it
been
tells
harnessing.
Everything why.
I like how they link that back together, man.
So do I, and I like too. And it's those little subtleties where I couldn't figure out in the original film why the Emperor was freaking out about his cane when Chamberlain and the general were trying to like fight over the cane. He's like, "It's mine. I am the Emperor." Well, that's why.
Oh yeah,
because
they got
the darkening in the crystal. Yeah, the mini crystal in the cane.
But the Emperor and the general are saying they're going to align with the Rathium, the spiders, because that's their army. They need an army.
Right.
So they're going to align with the Rathium. The Rathium
to overthrow the Gelfling.
The Rathium are going to go overthrow the Gelfling. But the Rathium tell them, we don't even need to attack these folks.
Just send us one Gelfling and we'll get the job done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us someone who's strong.
Seems like the Rathium probably didn't even need the Skeksis.
It doesn't sound like it.
They're giant spiders because now they have just taken one Gelfling and then just taken it on their own.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't send those threaders and just try to control the Skeksis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. But we do see that one of them tries to control Agra later on, and she just kind of flicks that thing off.
She's like, "You're lucky you didn't attach to me. You would have exploded, little guy."
But so that's how it ends. You know, they have their army, their Rathium army, their giant spider army. They're going to go attack the Gelflings. The Rathium said, "Bring me one powerful Gelfling, and I'll send these people packing."
And inevitably, they go down to their prison chambers, the general, and they find Tavra, which is the middle child of the former Almadra.
Yep.
And they choose Tavra for this task.
Yeah, which is not fun for
no,
Tavra.
No. And, she's indoctrinated into the ascendancy.
Yeah.
Through the threader that they place on her head, and it's revealed in the very last scene of this episode.
It's a cool scene.
It's a very cool scene because the general flips on these lights, and you're like, what the hell is going on? That's what I kept asking. I was like, are all the Aratham just hiding and they're all going to come out at once and just fuck the Gelfling up? That didn't happen at all.
It was
we see Tavra walk out with
and
a
then she
dark cloak.
unveils it like a fucking spider suicide bomber.
That's what I had thought too.
He
like,
was cool,
you see
though.
those ties, and I was like, she opens up, and sure enough, there's like not
and
a
they
million,
just
but
come
100,000
a lot.
threaders.
Too many spiders to have on your body at one time. That's for damn sure.
And all the threaders go throughout the Gelfling, and they all attach to their face, and they become a part of the Ascendancy, which is essentially a mind control.
Well, now we're getting episode 8.
That was the end of 7.
Oh, that
was the very end.
Oh,
of
the
7.
very end. We just get that they're being attacked.
That they're being attacked. But now we're into 8. Yes.
Yeah, and 8 reveals that what you said was true. They're all being the threaders can just control you like zombies because all the spiders, they're all like linked to one brain. Like a hive mind.
Yeah, hive mind.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're all linked up now, and it was super easy to take fucking Stonewood. I'll tell you that.
Oh, for sure.
They walked in there like it was nothing. Took the keys. I mean,
makes you wonder why they didn't do that 1,000 Thrine before.
Yeah,
if it was that easy.
It was very easy, and again, Gelflings put up almost zero fight.
None.
They stomp
It's
around
kind of
a
embarrassing. This whole show is just one giant embarrassment.
It is for the Gelflings.
Every single time there's a battle that ensues in the show, I go, oh, that's why they're extinct.
I know.
Makes sense.
If they were just like, if all of them were just super like hippie elves or something, it's the fact that a lot of them go around like they're warriors.
Yeah, and claim to be these awesome fighters, but
can't even take the sword out of the hilt to swing
can't
around.
Wield a sword. It's pathetic.
It is pathetic
if we're being honest.
Oh, it absolutely is. But yeah, so Stonewood clan is gone. Yeah. Completely gone. I mean, it took
wiped off the face.
It took 20 seconds to do.
And we also have to talk about this. What the Threaders are doing is they're controlling. I've already brought this up, but they're controlling the Gelfling minds. But they're controlling them to walk back to the Crystal Castle to be drained of their essence. That's the ultimate plan of the Skeksis.
Yep. And Aughra is also there though at Stonewood. That's when a spider tries to jump on her face. And she kind of just adopts a spider.
And again, we got to go back a little bit because there's just so much to unpack in these 2 episodes. But Aughra shows up to Stone in the Wood before this attack happens and tells Madra Farah, I have seen many pass. Thra has spoke to me. I have heard its song. You will not defeat the Skeksis.
It's unfortunate that, it's
and
that's
Farah
hard news to take.
It was, and Farah could not handle that and said, "We will fight because we are the Stonewood clan. We are the strongest of the 7, and this is what we're supposed to do."
Yeah, because the Stonewood clan just gets washed over. Then what chance do any of the other clans have? So they're thinking in their mind that they got, but Aughra knows. Aughra's seen in her eye what will happen, and Aughra was dead on. Listen to Aughra. She's got the forecasting abilities of just a wizard.
She would have made a great weather woman.
Oh, she would have been the best. Best in the biz.
99% right.
She knows you're never wrong. But, of course, Aughra, she's only literally the embodiment of Thra. She's like God. Why would you listen to her? Who gives a fuck what she says? She only knows everything that's ever going to happen and everything that has happened. But, the Stonewood, they say, no, of course, the Stonewood, I think their clan might be a little...
dull?
Maybe not, but a little stubborn.
Definitely stuck in their ways.
To me, they're like the dwarves of these clans, where they're really they're thinking they're badasses. Like that, and like the dwarves, Stonewood all die.
Yeah, they do. They're decimated.
But that's what happens to stubborn people. You just end up dying. That's unfortunate, but it happens. And Aughra, she sees all this shit happen, the spiders and whatnot. She sees the Stonewood clan get decimated. And, who is it? Celadon comes into Stonewood after and sees that everyone's fucking dead.
And
pretty much.
and she's confronted by Mother Agra as well.
Yeah, Agra kind of scolds her.
Yes, she does.
Do you think this would change Celadon's
No,
mind?
it doesn't.
At this point?
All she does is blame Farah
She
for
doubles
bending,
down.
Yeah, for not bending the knee to the Skeksis.
Again, she starts calling people traitors.
Mm-hmm.
Traitors this, traitors that. And that gives you the greatest excuse just to do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, Celadon is off the rails, man. She's off her rocker entirely. She even threatened
You got to be at this
Agra
point.
and says that her visions are wrong. That even her mind is corrupt.
Yeah, and she even threatens her with like the paladins.
Yeah,
and Agra's
Agra's
like, no.
bitch, please.
The paladins are like,
Get the
oh,
fuck
okay.
out of my face.
Yeah.
Like, this is nothing.
Right,
Yeah,
then the
yeah, even
Gelflings
the
remembered, oh yeah, we're Gelflings. We fucking suck at fighting.
I mean, we're not good for much. Well, even the paladin, she threatened her with the paladins. The paladins go, whoop. Yeah,
They immediately back down.
Yeah, they know.
They remember their place pretty quick when it's actual fight going on. But and Agra pretty much just tells Celadon, but Celadon doesn't waver. You know, she doesn't change at all. And you can't really go back. You've killed your mom.
Yes.
All your sisters are either spider
Locked up
bait or they're
or-
locked up. At this point, what are you gonna apologize to him?
Nope, it's too late.
You got to keep doubling down. That's
You
what she
have to.
does. But the Almadra, she continues, or Agra remains unmoved, and she noting that her faith in Skeksis' desire for peace is ill-sighted because Celadon thinks that this is a new age of peace.
Right.
Once the Skeksis
And absolutely delusional, but that's
yeah,
what
not
she's
the
going
case
with.
at all. I mean, it's peaceful, I guess, if everyone's dead. That is
I
peaceful.
mean, you're not going to hear much.
It's the ultimate peace, I guess. But the Almadra Agra, she continues her journey to the Crystal Castle. But
Mother Agra, she's sneaky. She's a sneaky one.
she can pluck those eyes
Pluck
out
that
and just
eye
put
out,
one
yeah.
on you. Yeah, she's
She snuck it in on Celadon to see what she was going to do at the Crystal Castle to see what happened. And she also told the Threader that earlier tried to latch onto her brain. You know, she nursed that one back to health, if you remember. So the Threader was on her side because, you know, she's Mother Earth. And she gives that Threader a task, a job. And that job we find later on is to retrieve her eye after the fact. Because that's what I kept asking. When she put her eye in Celadon's like bag or whatever it was, I was like, how is she going to get her eyeball back? That's a long way.
Oh, yeah.
But the
I was
Threader
thinking it was
made
just going
sense
to
with
roll its way
Yeah,
back,
no.
do that kind of journey.
It's get all the dirt and all the germs on it.
You
while
just
it
blow
rolls
that
back.
thing
Yeah,
up,
I
pop
guess
her back
so.
in your
That's
socket.
true.
You're good.
Guess when that eye is thousands of trillion years old, it's got immune system.
But yeah, she tells the spider to follow also. But Celadon, when Celadon enters the Crystal Castle is in fucking mayhem.
Oh yeah.
Skeksis are
Skeksis
pissing
having a
all over
ball.
themselves.
It's pretty gross.
Can we talk about that? Do Skeksis have 3 dicks? Is that what we're supposed to be getting out of this?
I thought so.
That-
It went
that
from one
triples-
stream to 2 streams to 3 streams. I'm like, man, I've had 2 streams.
Yeah,
like,
of course. Yeah.
Every so
But
often when you
3?
wake up at 3. That's quite impressive. I don't know how you do something like that. They must have multiple.
And there were definitely clear separate streams. It
Yeah,
seemed
it
like they
wasn't
were
like
coming
they
from
were-
separate sources. Yeah, one wasn't
Very
just peeling off.
distinct.
Yeah. But yeah, but they're giving. I mean, they're shitting all over the place. They don't give a fuck
No,
anymore.
they don't care. Well, they're disgusting, vile creatures anyway.
I know, but now,
Now they have nothing to
at this
lose.
point,
They don't
they're-
care.
and they don't have any kind of like image to uphold, so they can just do whatever the fuck they want. But
yeah,
she
anyway.
enters the Crystal Castle, and they're in the middle of drinking all their shit, all their essence and whatnot. And she comes in all dark and whatnot, right? And then this is pretty much when they. At this point, the Skeksis, they're not hiding anything.
Nothing at all.
She starts asking them for stuff and talking about how it's gonna be peace and whatnot. And this is a funny part
It is funny
because the Emperor just keeps going
no,
no,
and then they all laugh
Yeah,
every
it's-
time. It was so funny. It was like he was mocking her every single time, which was the point, obviously.
Oh, yeah, because
but
she
he
kept-
would just give that pause. He'd be like,
because at first she asked like if there was gonna be peace, and then she like progressively asked like less and less of him, and then at the very end she'd be like, "Well, can I go?" And he's just like, "No."
well, it was pretty disturbing too. After she finds out, after the Emperor tells her, literally, "Oh, we are draining Gelfling."
Yeah,
She
'Cause
goes, "Well, how
Celadon-
about your initial offer, 7 per clan
yeah
to sacrifice?" And they're like, "Wow, this one could be a Skeksis herself."
But then he still says no.
He still says
goes,
no.
Nope. Yeah. He says we're gonna take him fucking because at first I forgot the first thing she asked is she asked the Stonewood clan to be let free.
Yeah.
And all the other clans that are faithful to be let free. And he says no. And then she kind of asks about the essence, and he says, yeah, we're doing that. And then she asked, what does... Oh, and then does she ever ask about her sister or anything like that?
Yeah, she does. She goes, well, at least, but that is at the very end. She goes,
Yeah.
if you don't, if you won't take the 50 people and you kill everyone, at least release my sisters.
And he says
That's what
no
she
on
says.
that.
And he says no on that too.
And
He goes,
that's
"We're
pretty much
draining
was the
all
last.
Gelfling."
Yeah, that's pretty much the last thing you can ask for.
Right.
And then they fucking jump her.
They do. They lock her ass in a cell.
It's like a gang beating. I don't know if they're jumping her into the tribe or whatnot, but they just get on her and just start pounding her. Yeah.
And we got to talk about a small little scene that happens right after this scene. It's
Yeah.
a small one, but it's a significant
you can
scene.
tell it's going to be a bigger coming
Yeah.
out.
We find out that Skektek continues draining the Stonewood mercilessly while Skeksil employs his Grunic slaves to sabotage Skekvar's essence vial. Skekvar is a general.
Yep.
And then Chamberlain is... So
Yes.
Chamberlain is not poisoning, but he's manipulating the general's essence.
They just switched out the general's essence with nothing, with like a
Yes.
placebo or something fake. Because when they're all drinking it, they're all feeling, I got power. One of them can see again. The other one's not oozing pus from their...
Pus. Oh, gross.
But the general's not getting anything,
Nope.
He's not getting any of those good vibes that everyone else is getting, so he's feeling a little left out.
Oh, yeah. And the Chamberlain promised the Grunach that if they do this for him, that he would let them go.
Eventually.
And we would know that he'll never do that.
But he does say eventually, though.
He does.
So he does give a time frame.
No time frame. So, I mean, it could be 1,000
But of course,
from now.
they
but
do have their mouths sewn together, so they can't really argue
you
or
don't have
ask
a lot
too
of
many questions
options
about the
here.
deal.
They're
Yeah.
like, all right, it's better than not.
Okay.
I don't like
They
these
just nod
sketches
it.
anyway. One down is better than
Those
all
things
of
are
them
big.
thriving.
Those things are
They
bigger
are
than
big.
I thought.
Yeah.
They're pretty large, but yeah, they jump Celadon and end up sending her out of there, sending her back to her cage, I guess, or prison. And but yeah, this is when the general kind of throws down his vial because he's not getting any of that good juice.
Yeah.
And yeah, and what happens after that? Oh, they take her crown and whatnot,
And they
mocking
mock her, and
they
then they
strip her
smash
of the
it.
dark robes, and
And they end up sending her down to the dungeons to inevitably
get
be
drained. The draining
of her
room.
essence.
Absolutely. But and Ryan and Deet at this point they're setting out. Oh, they're going to the caves of Grok because they got to get that sword. You know, you got to get that dual gave.
I love the joke between the heretic every single time. They call him. They always called Hup their slave, and they're like, no, he's our friend. So ever since then, he goes, how about your? We'll watch your friend slave for you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
And they do leave Hup with the
They
heretic.
do leave
and
it, yeah.
And I just want a spin off of Hup, the heretic, and that mystic. I just want a
What a
sitcom-esque.
fun show.
Just them
They
getting
do
into
that thing where they all
shenanigans.
turn to the camera in the beginning and smile.
The old classic 80s sitcom. I want that,
So
man.
much fun.
They'd get into so many crazy shenanigans.
Oh,
You know, it'd
absolutely.
be wild, just a wild time. But so they go and Deet and Ryan, they go back to the Grian, and because shit's not going too good. As soon
No,
as they get
not at
down,
all.
their spiders are eating people and whatnot. You know, they're taking their bodies, sending them back up to the Crystal
Mm-hmm.
Castle.
And threaders are attaching themselves to the faces. And come to find out that Deet's brother, Bobbin?
Yeah, Bobbin.
Bobbin. Instead of just Bob, it's Bobbin. But Bobbin is actually under the Ascendancy's control.
And did I get this right? That Deet was raised by all dads?
You know, that's what I was wondering too, because all the fathers were under the Ascendancy, and I was like, hold on.
And she says at one point, I love my fathers.
Yeah, her
I
fathers.
think they're all dudes.
Yeah, I don't think
Very progressive home.
It is very progressive.
Very progressive
You know, I
home,
think
the
the Grimes
grinds.
got
You gotta
figured
respect
out.
it. You
It's
gotta-
happiness, you know?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Let them do whatever they want. For one, they're underground. No one's gonna see them. I mean, I
Where
guess.
all the Gelfling thought they were all dead anyway.
Do you think maybe that's where they just sent all the gay people, all the gay elves, just underground?
Underground. That's
They
how
say if you're gonna live
civilization
this-
started down there. Yes, maybe
You're
that's
gonna
what it
live
was.
like this. You're gonna live underground.
Could be.
Horrible.
Horrible. I don't know who did that.
Just horrible people.
Yeah.
Horrible. But yeah, I only mentioned because she said it a couple of times, and I thought, man, she's got all dad. Hey, good for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're adopting. They're raising kids.
Yeah.
They're doing.
It
whatever.
seems like they're doing a good job. Deet
Deet's-
seems like a nice.
Deet's literally the
nicest
only
one.
good
Yeah.
Gelfling in the entire history of Thra. So, yeah, take notes. But yeah, they go down there, and again, it's all shitty. All of her dads are getting, unfortunately, for being good parents, they still get their brains kind of with the threaders. They're still on their march.
Yep.
But the Ratham are kind of using her dads or whatever, the fathers of Groton as like vessels.
Right.
Because at one point they talk through them to Deet.
Mm-hmm. And this is actually what happens next is really important because remember, the Aratham have a hive mind. So, and they explain this too multiple times in the show where if one Aratham, one spitter feels pain, they all feel pain, right? Because it's a hive mind, just like with anything else. Even like with the Skeksis and the Mystics, they both feel each other's pain. The Aratham all have hive mind. Mm-hmm. So the reason why I bring this up is Deet decides to do the right thing and saves Bobbin from one of those Surlocks. Or not Surlocks. What are they called? Neurolocs.
Neuroloc, yeah, you're close.
I was going Star Wars. Neuroloc. And because of that, the threader that's on her face decides that they're good people.
Yep.
And they call off everyone else.
Yeah, so these spitters aren't even bad.
No, they're not
they're
bad.
actually fucking
They just wanted their
cool.
home back.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then that's where Deet tells them that, hey, these caves are infected with the darkening.
Oh, yeah. But Deet didn't even know that that was the original home. That was Grind. So they told him, and
they had to tell her.
Deet immediately, and Deet was like, oh, shit, now I kind of feel shitty about this. But yeah, they tell him kind of the whole spiel, but Deet says, I mean, this place is infected. You're all going to die anyways. This is a trap. Now, the Ratham gears
the
are
wheels
spinning.
are spinning, yeah. And they're like, hold on, what? We were just double-crossed.
Hold up? Yeah, and they figure out that they are double-crossed and that eventually the Ratham say they'll join up and they'll fight the fucking Skeksis.
Yeah.
But the Ratham kind of know that they're hopeless because at one point I think the Ratham even says you can't beat the Skeksis. They're pure power and whatnot, but they'll help them anyways. And Deet says that they'll give them their home back as well.
Correct.
Not sure where the Groton tribe is going to head to, but Deet says, hey, you can have it. It's all yours.
Yep. But the sad thing that we find out after this, after the fact that they all made an alliance here, is the sanctuary tree. And the fact that we know, for a matter of fact, when we see it for its last time, that it will not survive the darkening because we see these
the fucking
Neuroloc
are
chomping
on it.
Yeah, they're eating at the roots, man. And they have turned, obviously, to the darkening.
Yeah, they're not just doing this.
Because Neurolocs are actually very, very nice creatures.
Yeah, they're like underground cows or something like that.
The darkening has consumed them, so now they're like,
they're going
maniacs.
crazy. And when they get to the sanctuary tree, he's kind of in a panic mode. He's kind of like, we got to hurry this shit up, whatever. We got to tell you quick. Because my ass is getting eaten right now.
And then he sends the tree sends the flower to Deet.
And again, the sanctuary
powers.
tree is so cool looking.
It's
fucking
awesome.
It's
beautiful.
so cool looking. And the
It kinda
voice and
reminds
everything
me-
is super cool.
It's obviously different, but it kind of reminds me in a way, like the theme of it kind of reminds me of Avatar a little bit.
Avatar,
not the last Airbender, but Avatar, the James Cameron.
because they have a tree that they
Yes.
worship.
That's why.
He
That's
never
where
talks to him though.
No, he doesn't. That's to be fair.
Unfortunately, never talks to him. But yeah, they are tree. There are similar trees, and they do worship them. But this one, of course, talks. Trees are always cool when they can talk because they always got, for some reason, all kinds of knowledge just to give you, even though they're just fucking trees.
Mm-hmm.
They're not out in the world. They're not living lives. But the sacred tree gives Deet his gift or his power to drain darkening from creatures.
And it also gives her a vision of Rianne replacing the Crystal of Truth's missing shard and herself infused with the darkening before absorbing the corruption out of an attacking Neuroloc. So that's also the vision that she gets with Rianne.
Well, she sees herself and she doesn't look too good.
No.
She's real veiny.
And she's got super dark.
And you can see that she's been maybe
eyes.
absorbing a little bit too
much of the dark.
But man, I'm going to guess it right now. That's how she's going to, I mean, I guess we know they're not going to defeat him.
Yeah.
But that's how they're going to end up winning is I think she's going to keep absorbing this dark because it's pure power. She's got to become powerful at one point, doesn't she?
Of course.
Right,
yeah,
that
I
break.
think that's where
the same thing. That's
the
same thing that the Emperor's doing. But it's going to end up killing her, obviously.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to end.
Which is sad because Deet's awesome.
Deet is awesome. She's the best fucking gelfling there is.
She is.
But yeah, and So she gets that vision, so she can now suck the Darkening out. But she did like one Nurlock, and it seemed to take a lot out of her.
It did.
So I'm not sure how good this power really is gonna.
I think it's with anything else. I think when you get on a treadmill after 8 months,
That's true.
you're only running a
Maybe we should
mile.
get better at.
You run on that treadmill
Sure.
6 weeks in a row, 5 days a week. You start running 5-6 miles.
Absolutely,
I think
maybe.
you just gotta gain a little bit of momentum with that power.
That's true. It's like steroids, you know.
Well, I don't know about that.
You
but
gotta
yeah.
let those muscles grow
Oh,
back.
I see. Okay.
But
So after this,
we get back to the Crystal Castle.
Yep.
Again, they're all jiving, all the Skeksis. They're thinking things could not be getting better right now. Things are so good. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But who barges in with 9 arrows sticking out of his back?
the
guy you
man
can't
himself, or
fucking
the
kill.
Skeksis himself, the
Yeah.
hunter.
He barges in and he's
He's dragging this cage behind him too.
no one even really looks at the cage.
No one cares.
Surprisingly, they're
concerned about the
very
hunter.
concerned about the hunter.
Yeah.
One thing you can say about the Skeksis is, although they do like torturing each other and whatnot,
They don't
are
like to see each other
very
die.
passionate. They're very loving towards each other. But I think it's also the thing where it shows it's more of like an image thing, where if one of the Skeksis dies, it shows
They don't
that
want to show
any of them can die. It shows
And
weakness.
Yep.
So it's not really like they love the hunter, because we got in episodes prior they fucking hated the hunter.
They were
just telling him to
terrified when
leave.
he actually was
Yeah.
called by the Chamberlain.
But he is the most powerful, I guess, physically of all the Skeksis.
Yes.
Right. So if he goes down, any of them can go down.
Yep.
But he comes in, he's clinging to life, and eventually he kind of just falls over.
Not eventually. That was the first thing. He made it to there.
He
and then it was
runs
like,
in, and then he drops.
boom,
yeah.
he just drops. And then that's where all the Skeksis surround him and they're freaking out.
They're
And the
yelling, they're
Emperor
screaming.
yeah. The Emperor demands that he gets all available essence to be able to heal the hunter.
Yeah. Don't make that guy any more fucking powerful than he already is.
No, dude, he's
Now
powerful
you're gonna
enough. Just
juice
ask
him up.
Hup.
You're gonna give him something. Yeah, Bub's still feeling it.
Hup was
In
tossed
his
a good 100 feet.
80 broken bones he's recovering from.
It'll never be the same.
Yeah, man. If Hunter was juiced on essence at that point, we would have threw him through the fucking castle, man. Thank God. But yeah, so they're all freaking out. They're screaming at the top of their lungs like fucking vultures will do, and they take him down to Skektex, the scientist's lab, and he pretty much gives him the diagnosis. He says, well, he's got an arrow through everything, so he's not going to live long. But that's when the Emperor says, give this guy the essence. We cannot have him.
We can't afford to lose him.
No.
Well, he is their, obviously, by far and away, is their most superior fighter.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Even though he's not fighting for them.
No, for the hunt.
Yeah.
But let's be real. The Chamberlain, the Emperor, they all manipulate him to make him feel like he's going on the hunt.
Yeah.
That's kind of the thing. So they use him to their advantage because they know his weakness, which is just wanting to hunt. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And his weakness, again, he's got a one-track mind, just loves the hunt.
loves
You
the
gotta
hunt.
respect it. But yeah, so he,
Find something you're
Skekso,
passionate about.
absolutely.
Go for it.
You'll never work
You
a
have
day in
one
your life. Well, unless you're a Skeksis,
Of
then
course,
you're
and then
immortal and you have
yeah.
all the lives.
Right.
But yeah, so the man they're collecting essences, the man they collect every essence, everything they have in order to save his life, because no one can know that the Skeksis are mortal. And the group soon. We go in and the group discovers that Bray is locked in a cage. That's when the Skeksis kind of peel off the cloth.
Yep.
And they're thinking, yeah, they're fucking excited. They got one more to juice.
Yeah. And they throw her into the same cell the Celadon's in. And at this point, Cash, I'm thinking, okay, Celadon's got a change of heart.
I knew what exactly you were going to say, and I was going to say the exact same thing.
I mean,
she's
you
in a
know,
cage at this point. She's
in a
lost
cage.
everything.
Everything.
She's
She-
clearly not going to be El Madra.
She finds out that she was literally wrong about everything. The Skeksis are, in fact, draining the essence of the Gelfling. They did, in fact, kill her mother. They are killing her entire race of people.
Her sister, I think,
Yet she still blames her sister Brea for all
her
of
other
this.
sister, I'm pretty sure, died of the spider bites.
No, she's still alive.
Oh, did they
Yeah,
show her?
she's still
Okay,
alive,
good,
yeah.
okay. But still, I mean, she
not
used her
doing-
little sister as bait of giant man spiders.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, she still blames the blame on Brea.
I could not believe this. I'm like, the fucking audacity of this bitch. Someone put this bitch in the draining chair because I would love to see her essence drained. I
don't think they
bad
get
for
anything out of
Celadon
her.
at
I
all.
don't think they get
No,
anything out of
she
her.
has nothing good
No,
inside
there's
of
no
her.
life
She's
in
pure
her.
evil. Let's just let's transform her into a Skeksis herself. Good Lord.
Absolutely,
The
yeah.
audacity, man. I just could not believe this. I was just like, wow.
I mean, just the
I
ability
was
to
just
push
flabbergasted,
blame
man.
off you constantly, like, no matter what.
I mean, can you ever admit when you're wrong? Like, are you that blind?
yeah. But exactly, I mean, that's exactly
frustrating.
what she does. She just kind of keeps pushing the blame. Like, you're the reason I'm in this goddamn cage. And for some reason, even though she freely went to the Crystal Castle on her own, confronted the Skeksis on her own, they beat the shit out of
Yep.
her on her own, threw her in a cage. She's still fucking... At this point, Bray's just got to take a look and be like, what the fuck did I do?
You know what? There's
Why
nothing
do
I
you
can't
hate
do.
me so much? Yeah. Why am I still... But Bray, being the great Gelfling she is, she still loves her sister, I guess.
I don't get it.
I don't get
some
it
people, some Gelfling are better than others, I guess.
Absolutely. And but we also get Agra's eye rolls out
does.
when they're jumping Celadon.
Celadon, and that's when the Threader picks the eye up
Picks
to
it
deliver
up.
it back to Mother Agra.
Back to Mother Agra. And that's the end of it.
That's the end of episode 8.
The very last scene we get, I think, is between Celadon and Bray.
Right.
And Celadon pretty much crying, but still blaming Bray.
Of course.
And Bray, when Bray breaks out, I hope she just fucking leaves her in that goddamn cage. Man, she's useless. You can't have her out.
No, you
in
can't.
public at this point.
No. Yeah. Locked away for life.
She's gonna stab you in the back. You know she will do it again. I mean, what is it gonna take for her to see her wrongdoing?
I don't know. I have no idea, dude. I don't know what else it could have taken.
What
like,
could you
as
show
far as
her?
a character, like this is the ultimate thing where
'Cause-
you figure Celadon would be like, okay, I'm on the side of the resistance now. Nope.
And
she's
she
still
was
not.
even dream fasted with.
I know.
She even saw physically. She saw the proof.
She's fucking delusional, man. All because she's got mommy issues. It's like, get
Real
over
bad
it.
mommy issues,
Get
yeah.
over it. Your mom's dead. You killed her. Deal with it.
Yeah, you got
You
rid of
gotta-
those
you gotta
mommy
face,
issues.
Yeah, you got to face the music there. That's your fault.
No, it's not. It's Bray's
No, it's
fault.
Bray's fault.
It's Bray's
so
fault.
easy
Everything.
to lay the blame on a little sister.
It's like the meme. Have you seen the meme of the guy riding the bicycle and he puts the stick in his bike and he falls over and he blames
Yeah, he
someone?
blames-
It's the meme of like Celadon's riding the bike, puts the stick, it falls over and goes Bray.
We might have to create
We
that
might.
meme in October because that is so
That
Celadon.
might be a good meme.
It would be
to-
hilarious. Big Bray, thanks a lot,
Bray. All right, that is episode 8. That is
It
the
is.
end of this recap. We only have 2 more episodes.
We're gonna have 2 more
left.
episodes, Cash, and
What's the-
I am so proud of both of us because let's toot our
Let's
own
give
horns here.
ourselves a pat on the back.
Because this time around we did the boys, but we have to be honest with the audience. Because it was a new TV Tuesdays, we watched the whole thing and then tried to do episodics, but we came to find out that was really hard because we were spoiling.
Well, we only
accidentally.
decided to do The Boys like a month after it came out. And
Yeah,
by
that's
then,
true.
so we didn't even know. So by then, we already had it watched because it was The Boys and it
'Cause
was,
The
fucking
Boys. It
amazing.
was- yeah.
But yeah, by then, but this one we knew in advance. We were looking for a show and we looked specifically for a show. So hopefully it's a little better
Yeah, because
to
now,
follow along with and everything.
right, and now like me and you are not. The reason why I bring all that up is we're not watching the episodes until we do the review.
No, this is,
So-
we're not lying to you. We have no idea what's going
We
to
have
happen.
no idea
What's your
9 and 10 yet. I'm
prediction?
excited. Prediction.
How's it going to end?
I think obviously with the development of Deet and finding this power with the tree, I think it'll come into play in a big way. I think we're gonna get 1 or 2 significant Gelflings dying.
Yeah.
In 9 and 10.
Right
And
now. Yeah,
there's
go
got to
ahead.
be a Skeksis that lady Skeksis has to die because she's not in the original.
Yeah.
So maybe there's
I
something
think
that happens
I-
where the Gelfling find out that the Skeksis are in fact mortal because that's like their biggest fear. So
Yeah.
those are my only predictions. I love where this is going. It's not super predictable.
The more it moves on, the more I feel like they're almost opening up to a second season. Because I feel at this point they need to wrap up a lot in 2 episodes.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah, no,
They
definitely. I
gotta
was
kill the entire Gelfling. If this is just a one and done, they gotta kill every Gelfling. I think right now it seems to me like they're trying. I feel like we're gonna get a win for the Gelflings at the end of this season. Then the next season, I think we might get that. So I think maybe in this season we might get a Skeksis death, and then they can have victory and whatnot.
yeah, and that's what I was.
But
thinking
again,
too,
it would
'cause then
also-
it would show the Gelfling that the Skeksis are at least
Yep.
mortal.
Yeah.
you know.
So it seemed, but it, like I said, the closer we get to our ends, it seems like they have to wrap up a lot before these 2 episodes. Unless
thought
they
there
do
was a season
Unless they
2.
do Game of Thrones, and they just throw everything out, all
I
the
pray to
side
God not.
stories.
Because I love
doubt
this show,
it. I
dude.
doubt
This
it,
is, again, I brought it up. I'll say it again. This is my favorite show of the year. The puppet work in this show is so incredible, man.
Puppetry is amazing.
I mean, think about it. There are no humans in this entire thing. This is 10 hours, straight 10 hours of
And we
all
keep
puppet
talking.
work.
We talk about the voice actors more than anything. But if I knew the name of the guys controlling those are the guys that if this show ever like won an Emmy or anything,
They need to win. an
those are
award
the
for
guys
that.
that need to be winning an Emmy. Yeah, because
Totally.
I mean, the show doesn't work. The voice acting is 0.1% of what the show is.
And this show proves to us that puppeteer works can still work in film.
Oh yeah,
and can, or not even just film.
makes me want to be a
television,
fucking puppeteer.
It
looks
actually
awesome.
does in a
It
lot of
looks
ways. I'm
awesome.
like,
oh yeah,
this is so incredible. This is so cool.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's film, but you're also getting to make. I don't know. You're not playing yourself. You're playing another creature, but you get to make your own creatures and everything. And it'd be so cool, I think, to be on the set. It's a shit ton of work. I know doubt about it.
So much work.
Just like mocap is and
Yo,
everything like that. Like Andy Serkis does and stuff like that. It's a shit ton of work, but worth it, man.
It's
and
so worth
super
it.
cool to get to play. Imagine being one of the puppeteers for the Skeksis. You're walking around in those cool suits all day.
And that's the thing. That's
playing dress
the,
up. It's awesome.
That's the top of the top, man. I
Yeah.
mean, the Dark Crystal, Jim Henson's puppeteer work
Oh,
as a
yeah.
puppeteer, it kind of revitalizes puppets in general.
I hope it
to
does.
be used in the future.
I hope we do see maybe a renaissance of puppets
Because this
we
is
don't.
a beautiful show.
When's the
man.
last time
So
you've
well
seen a
done.
puppet in anything?
It's Sesame Street, but I mean,
I
obviously,
mean, but
that's
it's never
it,
been
you know?
like they used to use because before CGI, you used
They
to
used
use puppets for
a
everything.
lot. I mean,
you
well,
know?
Frank Oz and Yoda and stuff
Yeah,
like
Star
that. Back
Wars,
in Star Wars
and Labyrinth and any show they would only
Labyrinth was
you could
that
only
was
use
also another
puppets.
Jim
yeah.
Henson. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe there and it doesn't like I don't know. It doesn't take anything away from me. Even going back and watching Yoda, it's a puppet. But I would still I'd still
great.
rather see a puppet Yoda than a CGI Yoda.
I would have to agree with that. I would really have to agree with that, and that's what I did appreciate about.
And
The
even
Last
now,
Jedi
you can make
doing that.
puppets even more advanced.
Yeah.
I mean, you can really do it. It doesn't have to be just a mask and
Right.
and latex or whatever. It can be really advanced. You can have wiring and machinery going through it and everything.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, what they do in the show, which is so awesome, is they use puppeteers for everything. It's all puppeteers,
Uh-huh.
but they use the little CGI to just curl the mouth just a little bit,
Yeah.
or to blink and make it squint,
Just
a
so it
little
doesn't
bit.
look like it's latex and how
Exactly.
it looks like there's muscles in it and everything.
Unless I told you that,
I
I
would've
never
never
knew.
known, yeah.
I would have never even known. So it's so subtle that it looks so good. But to go to your point, to make the puppets even more advanced, they have those capabilities now.
Oh, yeah.
So I would love to see more of this, man. I'm completely blown away with this show.
You
It
know,
is just
yeah.
awesome.
We
Pure and
love
simple.
practical effects here on I Haven't
Totally.
Seen It. We fucking love practical effects. And it looks 100% better than CGI. And this show is 100% practical. Except for, like you said, those small CGI things. But everything is practical effects. That's what I want to see.
Totally.
All right,
Alrighty.
Mace.
So that's our recap for episodes 6 through 8 of The Dark
Excited
Crystal.
for the
We're
finale.
gonna do 9 and 10. You know my ass is gonna watch that tonight. I'm gonna
do.
watch the finals. I actually watched 6 through 8 twice because I was like, oh my god, I just want to watch 9 and 10. I just want to watch 9 and 10. So I will be doing that tonight.
Well,
for
now
sure.
you can. You are free.
I have the freedom to do so, and I'll probably watch it twice before next week. And
I know, and we only have
talk
2
about it.
episodes. We've been last 3 that we've recorded. We've been doing 3 episodes, so only 2 episodes now.
Yeah. And it works better, so we're not dropping 3 separate episodes in one day. We just ended up putting them all together now.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it works a lot better for
think it's a
people.
lot
It's more
better.
convenient.
I think so too.
All right, everyone. So if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment below what you think of the Dark Crystal episodes, the Age of Resistance, episodes 6 through 8. Be sure to hit the bell notification on YouTube. Get all of our latest notifications. We do trailer reactions, movie reviews, movie news, TV Tuesdays. We got a lot going on our YouTube channel, guys. Be sure to check that out. We post 5 to 8 videos a week. You can check out our podcast in audio format: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. You can find our social media pages: Twitter, Seen a Podcast. Cash is on Twitter. That's just Cash. Instagram, Have You Seen It? Facebook, Have You Seen a Podcast? Be sure to like the page. Follow along. We post daily memes, movie news, all that cool stuff. My name is Mason Knight. That over there is Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Adios.